Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator. We are in East Vineland, New Jersey. We are trying to make our cows happy this morning. 7:48 September. We're feeding them, we're cutting up some sugar beets right now. If we go into our menu here, we kind of want to get, the way that this is set up, we kind of want to have this thing kind of like this, kind of like it is now. I just need more food. The problem that I ran into is I accidentally put in as much silage as we could get, and what happened is this was full of silage, which basically capped out the capacity, and I couldn't put any of this other stuff in there. So we need to buy some power food, which I would have to order that from the I'd have to order that from the store, because we don't have any yet. I was hoping to have power food by now, which would be our soybeans. We just don't have it, so there's nothing I can do about it. I don't think I mean, I know we have some sorghum left, but sorghum isn't one of the foods that they eat, so we'll probably have to go and get some mineral feed for them. We could probably see if the store will provide us with a mineral feed silo, one in which they fill themselves, and then we just pay them. It has a counter on it. But what I wanted to show you guys, they went ahead, I called them and asked them if they could get us one of the Case Internationals, but one that's not in their store, and it's the 9250, but this is the larger capacity. You can see the bucket on the top. It's still pretty early in the morning. And they were able to get one from another county, but this is what I wanted to actually try out. So this is like a higher tier harvester. I would like to try this one out, and then if you guys have never seen, these are the HONEYBEE Airflex headers, and the way that these are different from a normal header is that it uses a wind system, which I've explained, but we just didn't have the header. But the PTO comes out and spins this thing at such a high rate that it blows air into these tubes, and the tubes go around and into the front, and you see all these little metal tubes here. These all have little holes in the fronts right here. And what happens is when we cut soybeans, let's say that this header was down on the ground and you're harvesting soybeans. Sometimes what happens is these little flippers right here will hit the soybeans, or if the soybeans are too dry, the soybeans tend to, like the top of the soybeans, the pods will fall off and sometimes hit the ground. Well, what these little air tubes do is they blow the soybean pods into the catch, and it's got the same belt system as the other header that we had, but it blows the soybeans back into here, so it almost prevents any loss, and it keeps all the soybeans and all your product basically inside here, which is great. The only thing that I have seen an issue with is the fact that it costs so much. So a typical header like this is about $130,000. So we'll see how it is. It's on loan, so we're not getting, we didn't buy it or anything. So we'll see how it is. We still have one day until our soybeans are ready. So I just thought that it'd be nice. This is the trailer that comes with it. Now, sometimes these bumblebees have two trailers, one that slides in the front, one that slides in on the other end, and it kind of adjusts itself up. This is a different style one. I'm not quite sure. I haven't used this one. They just left it here, but it looks like maybe the header needs to go this way. And if that's the case, then I don't know if there is another one that goes with this or what, but I feel like this is shorter than the ones I've seen previously, but we'll see. Now this is a 45-foot header, so this is as big as they get. There is an experimental one, but I didn't want to deal with that. And then so yeah, this is what we'll be using to get our soybeans. And as you can see, we have almost $500,000. We haven't really spent anything. We've just been selling some of our inventory that we have. The business over there is doing well. We got all our grass planted. You can see the grass is looking really good, and it's basically ready to harvest. We could wait one more day if we wanted to. I might go ahead and cut it because I kind of want to have the fresh grass for the cows. I want to try that out and see how well that provides them with their nutrition. I've been told that you can get 3 of the 4 requirements for the food out of just fresh grass. So we might do that. But I planted the grass basically right up against the soybeans. You can see they're kind of planted inside each other. But it's nice to have a grass field again. It's been a while since we've had grass. Of course, we don't have our mower anymore, so we'll have to go and rent a mower. I don't know if this is... I'll probably lease a mower this time around. If it feels like it's going to be worth it, then... like the food source, if it feels like it's going to be worth it, then we might do this again. But this, as far as grass, might be something that we buy a whole nother section of land somewhere else and just have a grass set up over there. I would like to keep this one pretty much soybeans and corn, only because that would provide us with the silage that we need and the power food that we need, and then we can take care of the other things. The only other thing that we need would be hay, and we can get that by tossing the grass. Of course, I think we have to toss it twice now to get the appropriate grass or the appropriate hay. It might be 3 times, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's where we're at, guys. I am going to probably go to the store real quick and get some mineral feed to help our cows out. They are within 2 months of reproducing, so I want to keep them with their health pretty high so that we can start getting some milk product. That's the one thing that Samuel is waiting from. I saw my flashlight on. Samuel is waiting from us for his new store. It requires milk, so that's what we're going to be providing. The other thing I might look into is our neighbor over here said that he might plant sunflowers again or canola, because that's what his last 2 rotations have been, is canola, and now it's sunflowers. I was thinking about, since we own this little section of grass right here and we don't really do anything with it, I just use it to drive around on. Might throw up some beehives back here and get some bees going. It's always nice to have bees around. They help out the crops, certain crops, but a majority of the ones that we kind of stay away from. But we could look into some of the ones. I know canola is one, and I know that we can actually use canola for our power food as well. So let me go get some of this stuff for them, and I will probably catch you tomorrow. We'll get to the harvester turned on, get it out in the field, and get that all started, and we'll see where we're going to go from there, and see if there's any available land around. See if anybody is willing to sell some of their land to us. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got a worker out there cutting grass for us. I went and did like 2 rows of headlands just to get him started. We're going to go ahead and jump in here. Now, I just purchased the lot to the far north, and you can see we only have like $2,700 left. I did that because they have soybeans, and that's one of the objects that we need a lot of. So I went ahead and bought that field, and we might keep it, we might not. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get this field done real fast because this is the smallest of our fields, but we'll be able to now see how this thing does. So I need to first, did it undo the bar? Yeah, it unlocked the center bar, and then we need to undo our cell. Sounds like everything is ready. All right, can we lower this? All right, this is probably going to be loud because once we turn this on, that blower is going to turn on. So let's try this. All right, nice. So we're getting a nice green color there on our yields. Now this field, I don't think, we limed this one. This one just got really bad soil. This is like the front of the grasslands up there that we have. The soil just is not good. It doesn't matter what we do. So it's going to be interesting to see what the overall yield is on this. I would have to say that you can tell a difference with these wide wheels on the front compared to the tracks. The one that we leased from, or the one that we got from that was the New Holland, it had the tracks on the front. But you can definitely tell that these big wheels on the front of this case really makes you feel like you're firmly on the ground. Not that the New Holland didn't feel like that. There's just a whole different feeling with this one. A lot easier turns. I feel like I can turn on a dime on this thing. But yeah, you can see that on our yield count down there, we got just a little bit of a dark green right here in the corner, and that would make sense. That's that low part right there. Gets more water from the runoff. All right, guys, I'm going to do this property, and then we'll head over and do the large ones, including the one that we just bought, and then we'll see what our final tally is for this. Now, as far as the grass, I'm doing from here to the production area. I'm doing that all as fresh grass, and then we will mow the other field and tether it for the hay, and that should be a couple 100,000 liters of each, which should get us through. I would imagine that would get us through until next season. Now we just have to figure out what we're going to plant on this field, or plant on all of them actually. I don't think we're in September, so we're kind of limited on what we can plant. It might just be all grass again. I think we can plant wheat and barley in September, or we're actually in October, aren't we? So we're going to be really limited. We might only be able to do grass, which would be fine. I don't mind having, you know, if we get more cows, we're going to have more food. We just can't depend on, you know, that's a 300 cow barn and we only have, I think, 80. So we need a lot of food to maintain those cows. So it wouldn't hurt to get a huge supply just on demand. So yeah, let me get this field done. I'll go do the other field. Might show you guys a little bit of what it looks like, but I'll bring you back here in a little bit. All right, guys, we got the soybeans done. The harvester's just sitting out there. The worker doing the grass over there is still mowing. Now I have him spreading the grass across instead of doing the swaths. That way we can tether it, flip it, and dry it. The baler will not pick up wet grass, and that's what we have right now. This is fresh cut grass. What I wanted to see though is if we go in here, might have to move that trailer out of the way. We might have a little bit of room in here. Okay, if we look at our statistics right now for our cows, we'll be able to see if all these numbers go up once we start dumping this. Well, they shouldn't all. It should be base food, moisture, and power food should all go up. The roughage should stay as it is, all right? So let's just take a look while we're dumping this and see what happens. Yes, it is working. So these three things here are filling up, and the roughage, which would be the hay, which would be out in the other field for right now. So that's good to know. All right, so was that all of it? That was all of it. Holy crap. This is going to take a lot to feed these cows, guys. It's going to take more than what I thought. I mean, I can only imagine having 300 cows, but that's the reason we have all these silos. Now, that was just one load. That's probably going to keep them happy for at least a day or two, I would imagine. And then that's why I was thinking that if we needed to, worst case scenario is we just set up our own large grass area over somewhere in another field and keep this one, like I said, as all soybean and maybe corn, or maybe we alternate them back and forth. Maybe we wait till we get more cows. Or wait to get more cows. Maybe we do this for like a season or two where we do all grass, all soybeans, all grass, all soybeans, and just kind of rotate the crops, which is good. So I'm going to pick this up. So that was roughly 40,000 liters total. But the good thing is it gets spread out over the 3 items. So we're killing 3 birds out of the 4 birds with 1 stone. As far as the soybeans, I haven't got a tally yet. We'll have to go and look in our truck and see what the ultimate end was. But I do know that our field right here was pretty much solid dark green. And the field that we bought to the north was kind of a light green. So we probably got 100% return on that field. We probably got somewhere around 115 to 125 on ours, which is good. The grass I'm not too worried about, although it is showing up as green, which is good. Anything shades of green is good. Anything yellow is bad. Well, it's not bad, it's just not worth your time, I should say. So I'm gonna pick up all this grass. Actually, we are already filled. So it holds 46,000 liters. Okay, so we should be able to put this, I'm thinking of going ahead and giving them this load here. Whoops, wrong door. Oh God, this isn't gonna be good. We made it. All right, go ahead and giving them this, and then we'll store the rest. This will allow us to get them at least up to par with what they need. They're completely out of straw. They're going through straw like crazy right now, but their health is up and the reproduction we're at 40%. So they're getting ready to reproduce, which is good, which means they'll start producing milk. But I do need to get some straw in here, and that's what that thing is in front of me. So let me get all the soybeans over here. Let me get all this grass put up. I'll go get a tedder. We're going to need a tedder and a windrower, unfortunately, because, well, I guess I could bale the hay. We could probably bale the hay. That probably won't be a problem. So back to work, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we've got everything done. So we got all the wet grass picked up. You can see all the bales out there in the distance. There were 33 bales at 16,000 liters apiece. That's a lot of hay. And then we only really got, I think this will put us at like 230 on the wet grass. But we did put 80,000 liters in there. If you remember, when we first picked it up, we took 2 loads into there. So it's about even. I tried to break those 2 fields out so that they were about even. I did run over to one of the processing plants and noticed that we had about 30,000 liters extra of the dried up plants. And instead of letting those go to waste, we just put them on the market and they sold for roughly $500,000. I think that's what it was. I'll pull up the menu here and we can look. I'm going to park this right here. Actually, you know what? This is not a good place to park it. Let's go ahead and we'll take it down here. I went ahead and put all the machines down here. We got to wash all this stuff off anyways. So let's just put this here. There we go. So we bought this tedder right here. And it is, I think it's a 13 meter or a 12 meter tedder. Did a really good job. And then went over and picked up this prototype of a baler that's got some windrowers attached to the front. So that's how we got all of the hay. So that's all done. The only thing that we need now is to go get the bales, and I think I'll go and do that here in a little bit. It's just now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What I'm looking at doing is going ahead and plowing this little strip section between these 2 fields and going ahead and plowing that that separation between that north field and that south field. We're going to go ahead and keep that field. And I would like to go ahead and if we could get, I think I still have quite a bit of silage left. Let's just run over there real quick and see how much silage we have. We have a couple of things that we could actually sell to get some money, but if I don't have enough, we might go to the bank. I would really like to go ahead and get that $800,000 lot, just so that we can have a nice big square field. I don't like having all these angles. It's a pain in the butt, actually. So, and it messes up my GPS. So I want to run over here and let's see how much of this we have. So we have 500,000 liters of silage. So that's going to be about 150 grand. So that would put us at, what was that, 620. So it's not enough. We could still go get a loan for like 200 grand, I guess. And then over here, we have $132,000 in pig food. So that's about another 260. So we might have enough just to do that. But yeah, in the dry shed over there, we had like 30,000. I said I was going to show you guys. We had like 30,000 liters at 666 is what we sold that for. So you can see we didn't make any money yesterday, and then made some really good money today. But we also spent a lot of money. So land purchase, and I think we had a vehicle purchase. Yeah. So as soon as we make it, we spend it, which is good. But eventually, we're going to be to the point where we have everything. It's just a matter of the strategy to keep these cows, fed. I need more land, believe it or not. If we want to go into, let's go into our a drone mode real quick, and then we'll call it quit. All right. So in drone mode, you can see our property is all of the grassland, all of the land here that has been harvested. That was the soybeans. We own that part of the soybeans. We don't own this little weird angle here, but if we could get these two properties right here, I could square this off to be two large fields that actually run like this. Or we could run two large fields, that one coming all the way to the fence, including that one, and then we will separate it right here. But I would just like to have two lots. Two big planting lots for right now until we can get this very last lot right here, and then this stupid little sunflower field right here. That's the only two fields we got left, and then we'll own this whole corner, and then we can do stuff. But my thinking is, if eventually we could get these fields here, including that field right there that he finally planted corn on, or even this field across the street that's already grass. They always plant grass on this field. That would be, I mean, if you look at the size of that it's quite large compared to, it's about the size of what we have here, a little bit bigger, about half of that. But if we could get all this to be one product and that to be another product, that'd be great. I think that'd help us out. But it is, like I said, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am going to see how much we sell. When I bring you guys back in our next episode, we will either have this property or we won't. But the other thing I got to make sure of is that we have enough product to get us through the winter as far as money-wise, because we're going to have to buy one of those harvesters, and they're not cheap. So we're going to have to make sure we have what we need for those. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, smack the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.